Today, March 17th, 2026. Present with us is the road department, Bear and Dylan. If you want to start us off, Bear, please.
Sure. So on the cover page here, you'll notice the reports I've included for this month. I know I haven't seen it. We've been pretty repetitive the last few weeks, but this shows everything we've done since our last meeting that's been completed. A little bit of snow plowing, a lot of tree trimming up north, working on our culvert and cattle guard and road improvement projects down at Raidersburg, and a lot of trees down in Whitehall. A lot of little projects in between, and the weather's been pretty crappy. Pretty short list on the citizen request page there. It's been not horrible. We did have a couple calls over the weekend or yesterday for some people wanting us to sand roads more, but things were melting pretty quickly. And then on the speed reports, these are from a couple weeks ago. I did write the wrong date on that cover page. They're from March 2nd through the 8th, not the 8th through the 14th. But up there on South Hills near Quarry Drive, the speed sign was on, displaying speeds. Nothing really standing out. There's a couple high speeds throughout the day, but if you look on the back of that second page, it shows your averages. Your 85% being 35 miles an hour, which is your posted speed. Most people up there are doing what they're supposed to, but there are a couple in the 50s up there. We've got both the signs getting a little bit of work done on the trailers right now, but I should have those back out next week.
Too close to my road, I couldn't get up to speed.
Do what others did and drive up the road and turn around.
I don't doubt that a bit.
You know, where we had it just up the road there, closer to Martinez prior to that, that's
Yeah.
where we were getting 60s.
Hmm.
I couldn't believe people coming through there at that
I
rate of
think
speed.
if you'd have put it on either side of that hill, you would have got different numbers.
Yeah, I know we may go back and put it down closer to like halfway between there and Colonial or something, or but I'd like to get it on Upper Holmes as well on the gravel portion and get some idea of how many vehicles are coming out and going out of that roadway. We do also have a couple places outside of the Montana City area that have asked for the sign, so we got to move it around a little bit, but
I'm sure it hasn't got shot yet.
Or nobody's ran over it.
Yeah.
That's what happened
Shouldn't
when
have
I had
said
some.
Yeah, no kidding.
been okay so far. But as far as what we've got in the works, kind of transitional right now, waiting for the weather to clear up to where we can start grading roads. But Dylan's still got a lot of trees he wants to take down up north. That's going to be a never-ending project. But we are waiting. Did we ever hear back from that last guy on the?
Yeah,
trees?
today.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't heard until yet today, but we're supposed to go over, we're gonna meet today, he's gonna get an idea what we want.
So we had talked a couple weeks ago about the having a logger come in and dropping trees for us. The third one we reached out to is actually willing to possibly do some sort of trade where he takes the timber and almost no cost or low cost to us to do the work. There'll be a lot less.
Ponderosa,
I don't know.
Most of it's fur, there's some ponderosa,
That's worth something.
Yeah.
it's all green fur, but
It sounds like he's also willing to do a lot of the cleanup from like just taking everything, so there'd be a lot less time and effort involved into us outside of just flagging and traffic control. So we'll see where that goes. Hopefully move forward with one of those two here shortly. Doing a lot of pothole repair as well. They were doing some sign work. I think we're about caught up until we get another order of signs in. Older guys, we got to go down and finish up the one culvert that we put in last week on Dunn Lane that was closer to the bridge. It was a existing culvert we replaced that was real narrow and started to fail. It was an old bridge at one point in time. We found out once we got digging, but we just got to do some dirt work down there. We got shut down by the weather, and then that road should be done, and hopefully it'll hold together for a while. The guys did a really good job. We got six new culverts put in, and then replaced 3 cattle guard sections that were failing. Plus we did a lot of ditch and drainage work along the road, so hopefully that road will stay together more than one rainstorm now. They're also helping, Kyle's got that new Connex storage container that we're gonna add on to the shop for additional storage. It's supposed to be here next week, so both, Buck and Ryan are helping him get stuff rearranged and moved over there. And then once we get finished up with this weather drying up, we're gonna go up, Elkhorn. There's a lot of trees and vegetation that needs to be cut back and hopefully get some sunshine to that road. Whitehall guys, a lot more trees. We're gonna try, trying to work with a landowner up on Cedar Hills on the, what would be the east side as you go into the timber there, once you get up to the top of the hill and make that hard right. The fence is right next to the edge of the road and there's dead trees right up into the fence. We're working with them to see about going in and possibly cutting that corner open, even back onto the private property away so that we can get some better visibility through there. It's pretty.
You talking about that, Easton talked to me, and then I told him to talk to you being his boss,
Yeah.
about talking to those folks. Did you want me to go with you? Are you good on that?
Well, I've
That's
tried,
not a
I
problem.
drove by the one day and nobody was home. I
Okay.
gotta just put a letter together, or if you know them, I don't know them.
I don't know who's there
Yeah,
anymore.
so I'll keep driving by when I'm
Okay.
down there, but I'll get a letter put together today and put
Okay.
it out to
If you
them.
need my help, I'm here for you.
Sure. They're also working on the fence down there at the yard, where the old impound lot or whatever was there. We took that out, but the back fence had been hit or something at some point, was all laid down, so. We got the new post in, we just gotta get the fence put back up. And they got that ramp and stuff pulled out of there yesterday.
Hmm.
Now that the ground's thawing again, we got some culverts on Spackman and Franich, they're gonna get to hopefully tomorrow or Thursday. Just some other items that I'm working on. We've been working with iWork, our software system. They've got an addition that we're getting to digitize our pre-trips and inspection forms for our equipment. So instead of packing books around and everything, guys can just pull it up on their phone and do it. Then it's tracked and logged and ties in with all of our other work orders. Any issues could be sent straight to Kyle so that we're not forgetting to do it later and hopefully catch some more issues. Trying to nail down Steve. We keep going back and forth on scheduling to review the speed limit ordinance update. A lot of changes were made, so we've got it. I think I've got a really good draft of it. We just need to go through and I need his opinion on a couple items so we can finalize where we want to go on a few speed limits. But hopefully he'll get back to me today and we can get something done this week. I've been working with LaDana on the updates to the road sections of the subdivision regulations as well as our road standards, trying to make sure those jive before we get things moving too far on that. I should have the new draft on a dust oil policy and permit process done by the middle of next week. If I don't get it this week, I'm trying, but my phone keeps ringing.
Fair, will that be like up there on Cedar Hills Road, those folks that want it, they'll end up having to pay that? like we
Yeah,
talked
that's,
about in the past?
so kind of what we're gonna look at is once we get this in place, me and Dylan are gonna put together a list of places where we need to do dust oil for us to keep the road stabilized. And anything outside of that area that we can afford every year, it'll be on whoever wants it, but they'll have to turn in a permit just so we can add them. It basically gives us a path for tracking for payment, because what I'd like to do is have them apply to us by X date so we can include it in a bid and get them a better cost, but then we can have them, once we get that cost, we can bill them for it before we even put it on the ground. And that way we're not trying to go back after the fact and argue about getting money from them.
Are you gonna advertise that out, Facebook, the newspapers?
Yeah, and usually it's the same people coming and calling us every year. So we're gonna try and
Just reach out to them.
reach out to them, or if they call, that right now is when they start calling. You know, we can go
Probably when
back
you're
through
doing
our
your tree
list.
stuff too, you could mention it to them if you're going door to door doing tree stuff.
Yeah.
In places that are dust problems, I guess.
Most places where it would happen, we know them or we've been dealing with them. But it will also have it so when they call and ask, we can try and get them in. get it up on the website, put out some Facebook stuff as well, just so people are aware of it.
So I'm sure it's a considerable savings doing it through your whole project and them just calling up Gruber and having them come up with a truck.
Not really.
No,
Not a huge
really?
savings.
Well,
I would imagine if you had a lot of work to do on one road, they'd give you a discount, but they pretty much
They
kind of
do
one
that.
rate on
Yeah.
per foot, so.
Yeah,
Hmm.
we might get a few cents a foot savings, so to us, it's a savings when we're doing, 14, 15 miles of it, but from the sounds of it, Gruber might not be doing it anymore.
Oh, really?
Last time I talked to Corey, she was looking at selling their trucks and tanks, so. And I told her to give me a price on it.
Yeah,
So,
be interesting.
yeah. I've got a list going, a spreadsheet going for doing some pager updates on our chip seals so that we can get that plan in order, as well as the project priority list moving forward. So we get that put together and know what roads need what work before we just start doing it all willy-nilly. And then I did get a list from Carl from Great West of the information that they need from me for that flap grant. So working on putting that together.
Did we get Lone Gulch put on that project list or? Are we still just trying to do McClellan?
I think we were focusing mostly on McClellan.
Okay.
The reasoning being is they wanted to, Carl's recommendation was take one road, but present it as 3 separate projects for different levels of service. Yeah, because he says if we started getting too many in there, it really gets hard to get one. He says that most places will put in 2 or 3 projects.
Okay.
I'll talk to him about it again. About getting something done on Lump Gulch. But I don't know. And
What-
maybe
is
it's
that
worth
every
at least
year?
looking at.
Is it like every 4 years?
It's like every 4 years, because the last one was, I think it was 22, 23, when we did that one for cataract.
Mhm.
But yeah, just trying to get some better plans and processes in place right now for everything we're doing, get a lot of these office things wrapped up so we can get some more projects planned. And I said we could be grading roads as soon as the middle of April, just depending on what the weather looks like.
If it dries out just a smidge.
Yeah.
Try to look ahead a little bit, that way you don't grade one week and then have a huge snowstorm the next week that come in and just wipes out all your work.
There's always that chance for that late season, late spring snow that
Yeah,
we
last
don't know
weekend.
about.
That was the first snow of the year.
So, but we're getting blades, and hopefully the water trucks will be in the shop this week so we can get them ready to go. And
When is the state supposed to do the millings down there?
on the
What month is
interstate,
that? Yeah.
next year.
Oh, that's next year now?
Yeah,
Been moved?
no, it was
I
always
thought, I
27.
was thinking it was this year.
No, we're supposed to be having a pre-con meeting at some point this spring, is what I was
Oh,
told.
okay.
And it'll go out to bid. Or maybe this fall, so it's supposed to go out to bid this summer, and then they'll do construction starts in spring of 27.
And do you know where that's gonna be from where to where?
From the Whitehall interchange there by the town pump,
Uh-huh.
going east, and it says east to 69.
That's
But
it?
so I don't know if they're gonna stop there or if they're going to the Cardwell exit.
I wish they go to Cardwell Hill, that's terrible.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
that
they're
is
not
bad.
doing just a mill and fill, they're doing a complete repave, so they're going down to road mix, taking all the
really?
asphalt out and then repaving it. So there'll be repairs to the road mix and whatnot, but I believe it was about 19,000 tons of millings we're expecting to get. It's a lot. So,
You got roads to put them on?
some,
I
I'm
wish
not,
they were doing it up north.
well, one, I don't want to go and turn more gravel roads to millings
Yeah,
when we don't know how we're gonna chip seal them.
right.
But roads like Parrot Castle, Hot Springs, Daly, roads that we've done in the past that need some work done to them. Some of those were not, we got our 24-foot surface, but we could extend them out to get a shoulder on them. So there's some work like that that we can do without worrying too much about a chip seal plan right away. And a lot of it might just get stockpiled, and if we get to where we can afford a chip seal, then we chip seal a road, but. I don't want to go lay out another 10 miles of millings and not know how we're gonna keep it chip sealed and repaired and maintained.
How long has all this been chip sealed and been fine? Do you know?
It's not fine, but it's been
So
about
it
7
seems like
years.
it should do it pretty darn good,
There's a lot of cracks,
you know.
lots of cracks. It's the fact that it's so thick that it's not sinking.
Right,
But if you drive any of this here in the valley that hasn't been chip sealed in the last 5 years, it's a
lots
lot
of
of
cracks,
cracks.
yep.
Chip seal almost would not be worth doing at this point in time because of all the cracks.
Hmm.
You'd want to come in and do
The crack fills.
a slur, well, you could do a crack fill then chip seal, but if you do I think it's a slurry seal. It'll fill those cracks and then give it a new surface, not an aggregate surface, but like a fog seal almost. Which reminds me, I did not put on here, Lewis and Clark is looking at doing a chip seal on 282. They asked if we wanted to participate with their bid to do our section. They're not doing a chip seal, they're doing the skim seal or whatever, skim coat seal. Our cost was gonna be about $44,000. So I think we can find the money in there to do it. I might have to use some money from bridge or something, but it's a section of road that we don't do a lot. Most of it we contract with Lewis and Clark.
Yep.
But I think we'd be
Be wise to-
really falling behind the 8 ball if we don't do it now.
Right. Yeah, we should keep up with them, I think.
So
We don't want that road to start falling apart.
I'd like to tell them, go ahead and do it, and then if we have to, we might have to move some money around or find some cash somewhere to pay for it, but I'd really hate to let that road go to crap.
No, for sure. I'm surprised it's not a state highway. That's an odd one.
You know, I
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. That's-
personally feel like somebody should be doing some looking because it's considered Highway 282.
Mhm.
Why did it all of a sudden become
County
city
road.
county roads?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
always thought it was a state highway.
When I worked for the state, we were told to plow because it was a state road from the smelter up to Colonial. So if the maintenance guys thought it was a state road,
Yeah,
I think somebody could do some digging and investigate and find out who and why and what, but
yeah, you'd think Lewis and Clark would have done that already, cause they probably got a majority of the road, don't they?
I think we do.
Oh, we
Yeah,
do.
they got most of it.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of, most of it's East Helena, city of
Well,
East
yeah,
Helena.
because they changed it
We've actually got a longer stretch than Lewis and Clark does,
Hmm.
but it's,
because of East Helena.
yeah. It used to be, I think, they annexed or something part of it, but. So I'm not sure who and why that ever became, it should have never been city county.
Maybe that's why they haven't looked into it, because they only have that one little short section now,
Maybe,
but
yeah.
East Helena moved their boundaries.
So,
Thing I would ask is, you can update me because I know we have a Parks Trails Recreation come up all the time. What is currently caught up with McCarty Creek now?
everything but the map to put online and a couple of signs, everything else is done.
Other than that, the rest is done.
You should ask me, I know all about it.
Well, I guess I could have. I haven't seen you in a while talking about that one.
Yeah, we just need I've got the map and everything, and just, with it being winter, wasn't a very high priority to get it out
Right.
online.
Right.
I'm gonna get some signage put up there just to help designate the one intersection you can either turn into private or go up the new road. So we're gonna get a couple signs there, but all the jackleg fence and rocks and boulders and everything are in place. You're not driving on that old road. You'd have to take a dozer to get into there, so. It is all shut down. The culverts are all
On
done.
both ends of it?
Mhm.
Okay,
Yeah, uphill and downhill.
good.
So.
Yeah.
Other than some signs and a map, that's.
Had anybody griping about it?
I've not heard any complaints.
You haven't either.
And CBU was involved, right? Is that my understanding?
They helped cover they paid for the resurveying of that
Oh.
portion of the road. That's what they did. And then Elkhorn helped with the grant for the culverts and the fence. So we do need to go up on that lower fence we did from the state section across Reader's property. And put a gate or something in right there by that cow guard by the state land. There was some concern from ranchers about cows getting into there and not being able to push them back out, which was a valid concern. We'll look at getting a gate or something put in there. But other than that, that's good to go. always more work we can do on that road, but it's better than it's been in a long time, so.
You guys did something with the culvert that was falling in, did you?
It hasn't caved in for about 3 years now. We
Okay.
haven't had any issues since the last time we reset everything on it. We put more rock and riprap around the head of it, and we've not had an issue with it since then.
Okay, good.
If we do, then we're gonna go put in a bigger, longer culvert with the head flare that we've got sitting in the yard for it, but until that becomes an actual issue, we're not gonna worry about it.
Good.
And wasn't there on, TB Lane, you guys replaced that culvert again, didn't you? Wasn't it sinking or something?
Maybe. We haven't
Maybe
done
I'm
one for a
thinking-
couple of years.
Okay. I don't think it's something else.
It had settled a little bit, but I think
Yeah.
those guys had resurfaced it with the dirt patcher or something, or
Oh,
Hot
okay.
mix last summer?
It had settled over the
Oh.
winter and they went
Oh,
in
okay,
with some
that's
hot
what it
mix and repatched it just
Oh,
so it
okay.
wasn't such a.
yeah, and it was only settled probably 1.5 inches,
Oh,
2
yeah.
inches.
Not like the old days.
No.
Okay. Yeah, that's probably what it was. Thank you.
We did Dylan got those trees and brush at the Clancy Creek Bridge cleaned up a couple weeks ago. Looks really good up there.
Give it more flow, do you think? No,
No,
I think if there's a flood, there's gonna be a lot more stuff coming down that creek than just a few branches that are in front of the bridge, but
there's a
Well,
lot.
it's
of
It's
throw
stuff.
it
gonna
at the
come from a
bridge.
lot further away than that.
yeah, there's gonna be some bridges and some other stuff coming down if there's a flood. It's pretty messy up above there.
right, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you get a credit card?
I did.
Okay, you're good there. We signed an invoice yesterday from Sign Solutions that the product was $412 and the shipping and handling was $451. Was that just had to do it kind of thing? And you knew about that?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, that was bases for candlesticks,
okay,
those big heavy rubber,
Right.
recycled rubber bases.
got you, okay.
Yeah.
It's always funny when the product's less than the shipping on something. like
Terrible.
It's dumb. It's a recycled tire product, so it doesn't cost them hardly anything to make, but they're heavy as, I mean,
that. Right,
the pallet was 400 pounds or
yeah,
something, so.
okay, I was just curious about that one. Just making sure you guys are watching that shipping stuff, cause we get a
Oh,
whole bunch
yeah.
of shippings that is ridiculous.
Yeah, and we try to, that's why we're trying to minimize how many orders we're doing from them or traffic safety. Cause if we can get it all on one pallet, it's a lot cheaper than ordering 2 or 3 or 5 signs at a time.
Right, yeah. How about Martinez signs?
Those are up, right? Yeah, we did those a few weeks ago.
They're still
I
there.
knew the posts were up. I had to check the signs, but then they're still there.
Hopefully, since we were, last time we were there, yeah. They're gonna
You
have to
look on
work.
your phone on your camera and look at it?
We don't have
We
a
don't
camera up there.
cameras yet. They're gonna be a lot harder to, I mean, they could steal the signs, but the posts would be a lot harder to get out of it.
You weld the signs of the post?
It's aluminum.
Uh,
They don't have a way to weld
Bend
it.
over the.
I just put red Loctite and took a grinder and grind the heads of the bolts and the nuts off, so they'd have to use a pair of pliers or something, or
They'd really have to work
something
it.
to work
got
on. They
to
just can't
use
just put a
a-
couple wrenches on it quick and loosen it up.
They'd have to use a cutting wheel or a grinder to get them off.
Don't give them any ideas.
Oh, I think I'm about caught up. The only other thing I was gonna ask you guys is Amazon purchases. Whenever I see Amazon on the claim, I'm like, ugh, you know, there's some things you gotta buy there, but
Yeah,
if we could try to,
if
you know,
we're
hit-
buying, we talk about it every time we make a purchase, especially he calls me every time he makes a purchase, and if we're buying it from Amazon, it's because it's usually half the cost of somewhere else. Or somewhere else doesn't have it that we have an
Right.
account with.
and I know there's specialty stuff that you, I mean, you spend 2 weeks trying to find it locally.
Yeah, there was a spinner we talked to, getting on one of our plow trucks replaced, and I talked to the plow outfit in Helena. I think they wanted $170, and on Amazon it was $100.
Yeah.
Not that we could get that locally here, that was in Helena, but
Right. I'm not too worried about Helena, but our local guys here.
Yeah, we really try to make an effort if we can get it here within a reasonable cost.
Right, yeah,
You know, if we're pushing 20 to 100%
right,
cost.
yeah, then you can't do it, yeah, that's understandable. As long as you're making the effort, that's all I ask.
Yeah, we definitely look at everything we buy on there before we order it.
Good, appreciate that. Good deal.
No problems with the snow this weekend.
no, it was easy.
You must have went up and done,
Did you do Holmes Gulch at all?
Wow.
Now it was already plowed.
Really?
Some of it plowed all the way to South Hills.
Hmm.
With the tractor, so they did our section too. They must have thought we weren't gonna be out on Sunday, but. So they just did the whole thing.
Is it down to the dirt now or is it still ice?
It's a little bit muddy, but most of the roads that were dirt that we plowed are dusty right now.
Okay.
And there's, with an exception of some of the stuff we couldn't get all the snowpack off, all the snow, so some of it's pretty mucky.
The,
Lump Gulch is really mucky right now.
the group of owners up there are considering an RMD, RID, just so you guys are aware of that.
They went and Nick Darko went up and he went around and got a feel for what was going on.
Good.
So hopefully it's
Yeah.
in the works.
That'll be good.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And did you talk to Mike about the chip sealing up here on the transfer?
We've been talking quite a bit. about
Okay.
it. Yeah, he's, I know he talked with a couple of guys yesterday, come and get a bid on that dirt work. I've given him a rough price. The Little Boulder and then the dump road itself, their county roads could both stand to be chip sealed, so it'd be good to do them all at once if we could figure out how to do it. So we're not just doing that one section, because it wasn't the biggest cost if we just do his yard, and then we just get a distributor out here.
Right. Yeah, from the fairgrounds up to the dump entrance, man, it's like.
Chip seal's not gonna fix that.
No, it's not gonna fix that, but it might keep it from getting worse, maybe. No,
The biggest thing is those cracks. Once you put that, it's like spray painting a crack.
yeah,
The crack is still there.
Yeah, but the ride quality of the road won't change one bit.
you think it would be worth just tearing that off and putting double shot back on now, or what's your opinion on that thing?
Well,
It's just that section there, I mean, it's not, probably not even a mile long
from the Whitetail up to the turn,
to the, you know,
if you're gonna do it, you might as well go all the way past Wagner's house.
well, that's all, millings from
That is the whole
the
thing.
mill forward, yeah.
But you, I mean, theoretically, we could go remill the whole surface. It's all millings the whole way out.
I don't think it is between the fairgrounds and the dump site, that's why it's like this, cause there's no
Yeah.
base to it.
I mean, yeah, I'd love to mill it and re-chip seal it, but it's,
We might have to just wait for millings on that one. Okay. And I'd like to have you guys look at that where the dump comes to Little Boulder, if we can, during the chip seal, if we're gonna do the site itself, if we can just rework the dirt there, so we have a stop sign straight in instead of, you know, we filled it up with millings, but everybody just still.
yeah, those millings, we compacted them, and then I think there just wasn't enough oil in them for them to stay tight.
Right,
So it turned back to gravel and nobody pays attention to it. You know, we had talked about moving that road down a half a mile. But with no plan of millings in the near future, other than the stuff in Whitehall, I don't want to give them a gravel road to the dump.
and it's not our property across there.
Yeah, I think the state would let us do it, but.
Yeah, I think it would just be a matter of doing some dirt work there to get ready for chip seal right in front of the cattle guard. So you get rid of that turn off and just have chip seal from the edge of the road to the cattle guard, I guess, to the stop sign. I mean, that'd be nice to get that done, but and people will crave about it, I'm sure that.
Doesn't matter what we
Nice.
do, they're gonna complain.
That's true. Well, if you want me to get together with you and Mike, or if you guys got it figured out, I'd always stay out of it, but just like to try to get that done for him, at least the worst part of that Boulder site. I don't know if there's another site he was talking about too, but
It's the only one he's talked to me about. He hasn't said anything about any of the other ones.
I think Whitehall, he might have mentioned at our last meeting, huh, that Whitehall site is,
That one's asphalt.
yeah, I can't remember, maybe.
That's pretty good.
I'll talk to Mike and figure it out, but
I think you told me you wanted to chip seal in Jeff City there,
Jeff City,
inside there.
Oh, okay.
Fence. It's the only
Maybe
thing
that
that he
was it.
mentioned to me.
That one would be a little tough to.
Yeah.
Just because of how small it is, but
and you were just there last year,
yeah.
right
Yeah.
there. We should have
Yeah.
done it then.
I just don't know if you can even get the chipper in there
Yeah.
because it's a short little
Yeah.
triangle. You
Yeah,
have no straight line to
Right.
get to.
it would be
I
tough.
just don't know if even a
think
distributor
that-
in there with his arms, I don't know what he could really do.
I think that one you could almost just go in with a sprayer spray it out and just use a loader or something and dribble chips out on it, but.
Yeah, it'd just be a real tough one to do.
Yeah.
Try to do it with a distributor and a chipper. It'd have to be some other way to do it.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why I think we said that, well, we didn't have time. Didn't have the right equipment to do that, so.
Good, well, you guys are doing a great job, I think, besides the one guy at Warm Springs is begging, please come up there, and he pushed it, he said he pushed one row through there just to get out or whatever, and then you widened it up and he was plumb tickled, so. That was the only call I got on the whole snow event up there this weekend.
Yeah, the only thing I got was that text from you yesterday, so.
Yeah.
I didn't get any.
You didn't get any? That's crazy. Well, we were out first thing Sunday morning, so before really anybody could see any big accumulation, we were already out, so.
Around here,
I
all
can
we
text
did,
and complain next time.
we did high or and.
Yeah.
I
basement.
don't
Can feel left out.
The ones we had
Yeah.
to do here, so everything else was low. I went up Elkhorn yesterday morning, there was maybe 3 inches up there. So we didn't even worry about it.
They said they got a good foot up top of high, or I don't know what it actually was up there.
There was some snow, somebody up there plowed it down, but they didn't make it very wide or anything, so we just had to widen it out, but.
So, this Camitos up there out of a skidster, they had to get some kids out of there. They got up there and got stuck and they had to plow around the truck. I don't know who plowed up there, but they said they made a big mess out of it. The county could hopefully push that snow out of the way.
It'll be melted by this weekend.
Yeah,
Yeah, cause I think I heard Pat McKelvey got 18 inches.
I believe it. I talked to our RDO rep yesterday and he had 3 feet at his place in Augusta. So, knockers in 2 weeks. Yep. Got you signed up for everything, got you on board as a guest speaker, so.
Perfect. I'll talk all about roads and shit.
I got volunteered to be, they're bringing back the mock trial this year. I got volunteered to be one of the actors for the mock trial. I get to be a county commissioner.
So that would be good. I'll film it for you guys.
Be good practice for.
Corey's gonna be busy running the road department for the week, so you won't have time.
Yeah,
Sharon talking.
all you gotta do is talk about Holmes goals. You could talk all day on that.
Spend hours. Hours.
I'm good. I don't want to hear that name right now.
All
You
right,
guys been
Okay, we'll
doing a
be
good job.
adjourned.
we're adjourned.
I appreciate the fact that you let me know what you're doing, and that just helps me, cause then I know if people do call me,
Yeah.
but I got nothing.
And I'll make sure we get back on track next week if we're doing, since we're gonna be doing a little bit more diverse work of getting these reports out every week again.
Sounds good. Thanks for coming in.
How's Easton doing? Cause I'll be honest with you, I saw him the other night, he looked like crap.
He's still
I don't
working.
know how he gets around.
I have some concerns,
So do I.
concerns with both of them down there, so.
Yeah, I don't know.
But neither one are in very great health.
Good to shut her off, Mr. Chairman?
Oh, yes.